Okay, we'll call the regular meeting of council for Monday, February 23rd to order at 3 p.m. Jody?
I lost my phone.
Yeah, I probably got one in here somewhere. You got it?
Good afternoon. I would like to let everybody know that the council meetings are live streamed onto YouTube. And according to sections 20 sub 2 of the Access to Information Act and section 4 sub C of the Protection of Privacy Act, names, addresses, and other details provided when speaking at a council meeting will be publicly shared. Should you have any questions related to the collection or disclosure of personal information, please contact the Legislative and Advisory Services Division for the Town of High River by sending an email to atip@highriver.ca. That is ATIPP@highriver.ca.
Thanks, Jody. The adoption of previous council meeting minutes with a one amendment regarding High Country Drive, Highview Gate, and just clarity for council. Sorry, what? Did I skip that?
As amended too. Yeah.
I did skip it. Let's do the agenda first before I start doing the agenda. I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Jones that council adopt the agenda for this regular council meeting February 23rd as presented.
I'll give you that motion, Mayor Snodgrass.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Okay, as I was mentioning before, the amendment of today's agenda, just providing clarity for staff on what we're doing on High Country Drive. So I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Barton that council adopt the February 9th regular council meeting minutes as amended to update the resolution under item 4.2 to read, be it resolved that council direct administration remove all temporary traffic control items at the location of High Country Drive and Highview Gate and install 4 permanent concrete poured in place curbs and for a 4-way stop intersection with painted no parking zones to improve intersection visibility.
You have a motion?
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. February 13th special council minutes. Ask for a motion from Councillor Cooey that council adopt the February 13th special meeting of council minutes as presented.
I'll give you that motion, Mayor Snodgrass.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. First item of business, 4.1, council procedure bylaw. Jody?
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and Council. So we did present a proposed update to the council procedure bylaw at the Committee of the Whole meeting back in January. The Committee of the Whole meetings are intended to provide administration clarity and transparency for the public as to how they host and facilitate all of their meetings, including the inaugural meeting, organizational meetings, which happen on an annual basis, any special meetings, closed meetings, public hearings, as well as council strategic priority setting sessions. So we received a little bit of feedback at that Committee of the Whole session, and today we have returned with a council procedure bylaw taking into consideration some items. The bylaw that was passed in 2021 did have a little bit of a different look to it, so not so much of a content change, but it had a title page, which we've removed and just used the standard bylaw template for the Town of High River. We've also adjusted the order so that it felt like it flowed a little bit better. We've changed all of the references from Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, formerly known as FOIP, to our new Access to Information Act and the Protection of Privacy Act, which jointly we refer to as ATIP. We've also removed the reference to a code of conduct because that was repealed automatically when the province passed a bill back in 2025. We've also refined the swearing-in ceremony and inaugural meeting sections because we had a lot of information there which could box us in, which we wanted to be able to have some flexibility as to how we host that swearing-in ceremony, as well as the inaugural meeting when council takes their oath of office. Also included was an update that right now the YouTube recordings stay there indefinitely. From other municipalities, we learned that it is a better practice to have those YouTubes expire under 1 year. However, then they do remain within our records management for disposition. So they don't disappear after 1 year, they just disappear from that public forum after 1 year. We've updated the delegation section to reflect our current practices and how we work with individuals and groups that want to come and present to council. And then the most important part is additional details regarding public comments during council meetings, as well as we've considered a question period during committee of the whole meetings. Now, the intent of this was to ensure that at council meetings that the public does have the opportunity to comment. The suggestion is to move the public comment section to earlier in the meeting and not at the end of the meeting, where public can make comments on any items that are up for council decision at that meeting. With that, we've also taken a look at the committee of the whole meeting, which is where more free-flowing discussion and question and communication can take place, and adding a question period during committee of the whole meetings, so that if there are members of the community that have an idea or an item that they want to discuss and provide information or additional information that it hasn't been included from administration, that committee of the whole meetings are the place for that to happen, so that there can be more of that back and forth discussion. We have built in some time limits. We've allowed for the chair to be able to ask for more details or close the question period or comment period if things become more repetitive or of an operational nature where they could be managed by administration in a more effective manner. So those are the primary changes throughout the council procedure bylaw that are being presented today to administration, or being presented by administration to council. If council is approving the new council procedure bylaw, we would also be repealing the former bylaw 4590 from 2021. Are there any questions that I can answer for council?
Thanks, Jody. Any questions from council? Councillor Brookwell.
Just one question, because it did come up. With the recordings being deleted after you said they were archived, are they available for, like if public asked for one, are they available still?
Yes, we would still have them in our records management within the disposition time. I believe we were looking at 7 years for those to remain actually in our records management, so we would have access to them. They could be requested by an ATIP or an access to information request.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Nychuk.
Thanks, Mayor Snodgrass. I think everybody, if I'm not mistaken, received an email. I believe that was this morning from a member of the public asking that we table the RFD for the purposes of them wanting to bring a delegation at the March 9th meeting. I'm just looking to see, I'm pretty sure you got it, Councillor Brookwell, because you sent a response on the date, because the date in the email said February 9th, and obviously that's gone past, but I'm not sure what those concerns were, because I reached out to that individual by phone. Because we were coming into council today, I did not get a response. Maybe they're not available, whatever it might be, but I wanted to know what they would be wanting to bring forward as a delegation in concern to the council procedure bylaw. And I think it was related to some earlier communication in January we had from the same individual on public comments and participation might be the right word, in regards to the agenda. And I don't know, I was curious to hear what it was. I would like to hear if council has any comments on that. I don't know the urgency of putting this forward to the next council meeting in terms of the RFD and having a vote on it, but I would want to hear what the resident had to say, as this to me doesn't seem critical that we we pass it and move it today. I don't know. That's just my opinion. So I don't know if council had any, if anybody else had any comments in terms of that communication we received today in that resident wanting to come as a delegation to speak on this particular bylaw. So.
I don't see any point in delaying what we're doing today. It doesn't negate Mr. Turner coming forward at some point in time and telling us, clarifying what he was talking about. This started back on January 12th at a public committee of the whole meeting where we discussed lots of this stuff. So there's been ample time to share thoughts. The email today wasn't the first one, it's just he wants to delay it again, but I just don't think that it's necessary to delay it. I think we can approve this today and move forward, and if Mr. Turner wants to come and do a delegation and bring forward whatever he thinks about the procedure bylaw, he can do so at that time, but that's my thoughts. Councillor Jones?
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I agree with the mayor that, well, one, I agree with Councilor Nychuk that it's maybe not critical, but it is the council procedure bylaw, and it has been brought forward already since January, and we have given a discussion to it. I like the changes that were made for the Q&As and the comment section. I'm okay to vote on it today, and if he does have some concerns, can definitely bring them forward at another meeting.
Councillor Barton?
I'm in agreement with you too, Mayor. I think we should just move forward with our the voting of the procedure bylaw, and if we have to change something that's relevant, then we deal with it in the future.
Okay. Councillor Cooey?
Thanks. I think Councillor Barton kind of answered my question that should these residents come forward with some ideas that we want to incorporate, it's as simple as amending this bylaw. Is it not correct?
That's what amendments are for, absolutely. Councillor Nychuk?
Just thanks, guys. I appreciate us having the conversation about it. I thought, yeah, putting it past today, putting a vote on it today would be fine. And if there was something that came to light on their request to come as a delegation on March 9th, that we could handle it with, just as Councillor Cooey said, with an amendment at a later date if there was something that was inherently missing or that you know, was brought forward that we would need to change. So thank you. I appreciate everybody's comments.
Kathy?
Thanks. I just wanted to speak, because I know there's and maybe this is an appropriate time, the letter that's in the package about evening meetings. And I did, just for information's sake, I did reach out. The community of Nanton does have their meetings in the evening. When I asked what their attendance was, 0 was the answer. The average attendance is 0, maybe upwards of 5 over the entire year, but their online viewing is about 25 people that are able to watch it on their own time. I think with the changes with this, correct me if I'm wrong, Jody, but now you'll be able to, if you're not able to attend, you can submit questions through legislative services that are brought forward to the meeting, even if you can't be in attendance. So I think that allows for another opportunity to communicate. We are averaging about 87 viewers on the recorded meetings. Live lately has been about 8, which I think a number of those are actually probably staff. So I think being able to communicate those questions through legislative services is a real asset to the people watching on their own time. So hopefully we'll get some feedback about that as well.
Okay. I will ask for a motion from Councillor Nychuk that council give first and second reading to the updated council procedure bylaw 4655-2026 and that council rescind bylaw 4590-2021 being the council procedure bylaw.
Happy to give you that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. All in favor? I'll ask for a motion from Councillor Brookwell that council give unanimous consent to proceed with third and final reading of the updated council procedure bylaw 4655-2026 and the council rescind bylaw 4590-2021 being the council procedure bylaw.
I'll give you that, Mayor Snodgrass.
Okay. All in favor? Carried. Okay, 2025 Council Disclosure Summary Report. Sharon?
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. As required by the Council Disclosure Bylaw, each councillor is to file a Council Disclosure Statement with the Chief Administrative Officer by the last working day of January in each year. Council Disclosure Statements were filed by all councillors by January 28, 2026 and have been reviewed by the Chief Administrative Officer. There were no statements of changes filed. Administration recommends that Council accept the Chief Administrative Officer's 2025 Council Disclosure Summary Report as presented. Does Council have any questions or comments regarding the Council Disclosure Summary Report?
Questions, comments? See none, hear none. Ask for a motion from Councillor Barton that Council accept the summary report as presented by the CAO as required by the Council Disclosure Bylaw 4125-2005.
You have a motion.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Council Board and Committee reports. Councillor Jones.
Thank you, Mayor Snodgrass. I just wanted to talk about the Chamber of Commerce. They had a very successful Dine Out High River event that just passed, and they have a new one coming up, but not till April 13th, which is a business passport that you can look forward to, so to support businesses in town. They also have a representation at the Political Action Day in Edmonton on March 13th at the MLA dinner, so that's exciting. I'll also be there with the AMA, so we'll get together with them and see what all the discussions are about what interests them or what issues they have as a chamber in general, not just High River, but it'll be a good dinner and an event to attend.
Thank you. Anyone else? I got one that's, I'll continue on. Do you want to go ahead, Michael? Okay. From the High River Chamber of Commerce presentation they made at the last Committee of the Whole and their request for us to become members, a quick poll of council that nobody had any concerns with that, so I'd like to propose a motion that council direct administration to join the High River and District Chamber of Commerce as a member. Questions? Comments? All good? All in favor? Carried. It's a total of $317, by the way, for the membership. Go ahead, Councillor Nychuk.
Thanks, Mayor Snodgrass. I sit on the Foothills Regional Services Commission. We had a meeting this morning for landfill and wastewater. Wastewater goes out to Frank Lake, for those of you that are not aware. There is currently somebody that's interested in using water from Frank Lake as irrigation. Now that's prefaced by the Government of Alberta allowing some usage of wastewater in terms of repurposing for things like irrigation. So nothing formal right now. There was just some dialogue on request from somebody from the agricultural world that would like to use it from irrigation. It needs to go through a pile of steps before that was to happen. Ultimately, it's an approval from the Alberta government, but I just wanted to share that today. That came out of that meeting this morning. So I know lots of us like Frank Lake and enjoy it, so just giving some information to council and to the public.
Thank you. Anyone else? We will move into public comments if there's anything that anybody has to share. See none, hear none. Council correspondence requiring action. The High River Rodeo sponsorship request. This is an annual thing that we do. And I will ask for a motion from Councillor Jones that Council approve $2,500 for rodeo shoot branding sponsorship to support the 2026 Memorial Rodeo in High River.
I'll give you that motion, Mayor Snodgrass.
Thank you. All in favor? Carried. Council correspondence for information, Habitat for Humanity piece, and thing about council meeting times that Councillor Cooey mentioned earlier. I'll say two things on the meeting times, because this happens pretty much every year, that somebody brings up that we should have council meetings later in the evening, and that way, more people would attend. Seen that done in the past, and it doesn't change the number of people, it just changes the people as to who's able to attend and who can't. The other piece of it is that all of us have other committees that we're on. We have families that we're taking care of. I'm a scout leader in the evenings. Got kids to go to hockey. We've got lots of other things that are going on. And for me, my personal opinion, this is the business of the town of High River that's conducted during business hours. So, Councillor Nychuk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, I wasn't trying to jump in or cut you off. It's also when staff is available. So staff is here Monday to Friday. So to have our administrative team here and available to answer questions or present is also part of it. If we were to push that into the evening, there would be extraordinary expenses, I would think. CAO Prosser, if we were to task people with, or it might become a bit of a scheduling nightmare for you, one or the other. So anyway, I just want to add that piece from the administrative team side. Thank you.
Thanks for adding that in, Michael. Anyone else? See none, hear none. Meeting adjourned at 3:23 p.m.